Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you, and welcome to the show. I'm your host. I'm Dave. Just call me Dave. That's who I am. Oh, this again. Well, you know, every night. About 6 weeks ago, we thought it'd be a great idea to send away $4 to get these stupid jingles, and every night I forget about them, and then we hear them. And let's do the time one. It's coming up now on 28 before the hour, 28 minutes before the hour now.
Time for another guest.
No, see, that's... Interesting statistic. Here in New York City, we have a lot of folks visiting from other parts of the United States. We have a woman and her family here from Minneapolis. Nice to have you here, ma'am. And a guy here from Indiana, although he lives in New York now, but originally he's from Indiana. People in New York City. This town has a larger percentage of people than any other city that you wouldn't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. I didn't... Hal, do we have the time jingle loaded up?
It's the correct
time
on late night.
No, see, I was going to ask you...
Could you hear that, Dave?
That was fine. Perfect,
Yeah.
Hal. Thank you very much. Boy, we're off to a flying start now, aren't we?
Well, it's sort of FM kind of a timing with those jingles.
You know, if this were an airliner, say we had just taken off in Los Angeles, we'd now have to circle out over the Pacific and dump fuel and make an emergency landing.
But it's not.
Huh?
It's not an airline.
No, it's not. Not much of anything else, as it turns out, either. Today is Veterans Day, and marching for the first time in this year's Veterans Day parade here in New York City, a unit of the future veterans of Nicaragua. I thought that was nice. It was Well, McDonald's. Have you seen the sign at McDonald's, Paul? When was the last time you had a McDonald's hamburger?
Can I say on the air?
No, make something up.
Earlier today, I had a nice Big Mac.
Earlier
I had
today?
some fries, yeah, some of those crispy fries. I had a McDLT.
But you know the sign on the outside of the sign, it used to give the specific number of burgers sold. On the outside of the sign now, you know what it says? Over billions and billions served. Anyway, they're in a lot of trouble. Apparently now they were giving away little plastic building blocks, those little Lego building blocks in their restaurants, and the Consumer Safety Council, of which I'm a member, thank you very much, thank you so much, asked McDonald's to stop giving away the little plastic building blocks because, and I think rightly so, children might choke on them. The council did, however, determine that the building blocks contain more nutritional value than the burgers, so... Oh, God, we got another one. Jeez, I forgot about this last one, Kevin. I'm feeling weary already, and we're just now coming up on 25 now. 25 minutes before the hour. What is the problem? Is it me? What? I don't...
Dave, did you hear that?
No, we didn't. $4 right down the drain.
See, it's a more laid-back kind of a time.
No, it should be right there. When I say, coming up now on 25 minutes before the hour...
It's the correct time on late night.
All right, I guess.
The thing is, it's like a sort of progressive radio kind of a jingle.
No, it's not. It's just a mess.
A lot of time
we're
goes
screwed.
by.
Run for your lives, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, New York Mets pitcher Dwight Gooden has called off his wedding plans for the coming weekend, and you know, something kind of sad happened. When the announcement was made, a Met fan ran over to the apartment of Dwight Gooden's fiancée and hung a cardboard K on her door. Geez, You know, I'm with you people on that, but NBC supplies us with these joke cards. Let me see them, Kevin. See, look, they come to us. We get these around noon. They come in packages of a dozen, and contractually, I have no choice but to deliver what's on the card. What a show. Now it's my favorite part of the show.
Hey, it's Paul Schaefer.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. It's the late night. It's the laid back. Thank you. It's the laid back progressive. Thank you. It's the laid back progressive FM, Paul Schaefer. Tonight.
Stop it.
Thank you very much.
Stop it.
We got some rare Aerosmith for you a little later on. Here's Moody Blues, Nights.
You know,
in White
today in the mail, I get delivered up to the office a ham, like a 40-pound ham.
Who sent that?
From whom?
I don't know who.
O.J. Simpson.
Oh.
The guy is now in his backyard dressing hams, and he sends them out for the holidays. He's got his own business. O.J. Simpson is now selling hams. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very near the end of civilization. Perfect for the holidays, an O.J. Simpson ham. We have a little quiz for your entertainment tonight, and I believe the category for the quiz is what?
It's a New York street kind of quiz.
A New York street kind of quiz.
Is that what it is?
I guess that's what it is. And see, you'll be able to take this quiz at home and find out if you're the kind of person we are looking for to live in this city. Like there's a shortage of people to live here in this delightful city. Here we go. Question number 1. New Yorkers will recognize this man as A, West Indian immigrant, B, a reggae musician, C, a bike messenger who is paid by the hour. Did you have music for this, Paul? Did you have?
Yeah.
Oh, quick, do it.
It's a street kind of quiz. I'm leaving today.
Number 2. Here we see some of the A, ticker tape from the New York Mets victory parade. B, refuse from the New York City Marathon. C, Heath Bar wrappers from Pavarotti's dressing room. He could easily eat twice that many, I believe. Number 3, the New York City newspapers would describe this scene as A, an abandoned rubbish pile, B, a public eyesore, C, a studio apartment with lots of light. This woman reminds us that A, black is always a stylish color, B, Greenwich Village is a bohemian community, C, the Macy's parade is coming up. Huh? Thank you. This picture demonstrates A, that New Yorkers have an independent attitude, that New Yorkers have a casual attitude toward regulations, C, why the no murdering signs haven't worked. This tow truck is on its way to A, clear Midtown bus lanes, B, remove cars at expired meters, C, extricate Roger Ebert from a screening room seat. The hell was that?
I think it was Joanne Worley slowed down to
Sounds like a meltdown, doesn't it? This man is obviously A, stockbroker, B, a jeweler, C, Senor Wences road manager. Senor Wences road manager. You have the little head in the box? It's just on his way to a gig where Senor Wences is relaxing in his trailer right now, waiting for his road manager to show up with a head in the box.
And his cook.
Well, perhaps not. Number 8, the thing that this workman enjoys most about his job is A, the high pay, B, the generous fringe benefits, C, the feeling of vibrating machinery against his body. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. If elected, I will not serve. Number 9, this father and son are waiting for A, mom to return, B, the good humor truck, C, something good to spit on.
It's a street kind of quiz.
All right, we have a wonderful show tonight. Richard Lewis is here, Gary Busey. Yeah, boy. Are we ever back? Oh! I'm going to take, if I hear one more of those, I'm going to take my own life. That's what's going to happen. But you understand that, Paul. Senor Wences is relaxing at the side of the show.
Yeah.
And he's saying to himself, where is Johnny? Why is Johnny not here? Meanwhile, his road manager has little Johnny in a box, and he's caught in midtown traffic. But Johnny will be there. Senor Wences relaxing with a sherry, saying, where is Johnny? I can't do the show. Johnny, Johnny. It's all right.
Yeah.
I can't find Johnny. It's all right. All right.
All right.
Oh, no. Don't placate me, please.
Dave?
Huh? Yes,
A
Paul.
very, very quick audio impersonation. Joanne Worley slowed down to half speed.
Okay, Joanne Worley slowed down to half speed. Paul Schaefer. Okay.
That's all it is. Okay, go ahead. Joanne Worley sped up to twice.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Let's just roll on like, let's try and put this ugliness behind us, shall we? Our first guest tonight is a good friend of ours who can be seen in concert on November 29th at the Center East in Skokie, Illinois. He will also be co-starring with Alan Arkin in a brand new series on another network entitled Harry. It's always a pleasure to welcome Richard Lewis. Come on out, Richard. How you doing?
Well, you know, I feel, I'm depressed, quite
You
frankly.
know, what are you depressed about?
I'm depressed. I tried to get the Bruce album in my hotel today, and it was sold out.
Sold
the guy
out.
was trying to sell me this 3-album set at Willie Tyler and Lester live at Disney World. Was I going to go for that? No.
Quality item, but not the same, is it?
And I'm wrecked, and I went to get a book, and, you know, Stephen King, I'm telling you right now, because I'm in therapy for 15 years. There's a book now called It. It's called It.
It, the name of the new Stephen
Yeah,
King.
is that fair? Are people going to wake up now? Honey, please, I think there's a pronoun in the basement. There's a pronoun in the basement. So I'm going to call my shrink. I called my shrink today. I had a little anxiety attack.
So you get right on the phone. You call him in L.A.?
No, it's a woman. I
Woman
call
in-
her, and it's like $70, it's a whole, but it's embarrassing. But I feel, today I got a sense of how incredible these people are, these shrinks. I mean, I'm not a psycho, but I'm sure she has a handful of psychos, you know.
Sure.
And I know she was on vacation, but she respects me. I'm not a nut, you know. But people must call her. I know it's a honeymoon. I know you're on a raft somewhere with your husband, but Jeffrey made that Caesar salad again. I had to call you. So I have incredible respect for shrinks. Anyway, I'm glad to be here.
Now, how do you look, you always are dressed in a really kind of an exotic fashion.
Do I judge you? Do I judge your clothes?
I didn't say...
Look, this is therapy approved. It's therapy approved clothing.
You know what you look like, and don't take this the wrong way. But
I'm sure I will, but
All
go
right.
on.
You look like a towel boy in an opium den.
Oh, God. Oh, that's great.
No, that's just a joke. That's just a joke.
No, that's one of the nicest things anyone said to me today.
Now,
No, wait, look, it was raining out here in New York. I left the hotel. I went to a friend's house on the Upper East Side. He lives on a dead-end street. I swear to God, across from a mental health. It's an asylum, quite frankly. And he says, how is it? Is it cold out? Is it warm out? I was looking out the window. Well, someone's wearing a Captain Hook outfit. You know, it's hard to know what to wear. So I wore this, you know. It was hard to know, but I'm here now.
You can do this.
It's too late now.
No, you're
You've
very...
destroyed me.
No,
You've buried me, and it's fine.
No. You're stylish. You're avant-garde, and so now you got a television program with Alan Arkin.
And Barry Levinson's directing.
He's
and
very
Barry
good.
Jenkins is writing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
So
about
now, does that mean you're not going to be traveling as much? You're off the road a little bit here?
Well, I'm obvious. Well, I guess it's obvious in a way. I'm going to be there doing the show, and quite frankly, it's a thrill because
You're happy
we talk
about it.
about stand-up
Yeah,
on the road.
It's tough. It's
Look,
the
it's tough.
hardest way to make a living.
I think it is. It's like a bullfighter kind of thing, and it's a gig from hell, and I'm glad to be off the road. And let me tell you, I'm taking a cab. I was late for the show, and I got a gypsy cab. He had I knew it was he had like a 14-foot, like a wooden, like he was waving with a hand, like a circus hand. And I had to go in the car. I never saw this before. And I go in there, and he closed the door, and he had on the visor, had a picture of himself, like escaping from a Turkish prison or something. It was and I get in the car, and there's no meter. There's no meter in the car. I'm freaked out. Oh my God, I'm going to die. It's going to be an assassination kind of thing. Yeah. And he had a little chalkboard. He had a chalkboard in the front, and we're driving. It's like only a mile, from anywhere here. And I'm going, how much is it going to cost me? And the guy was like, he wouldn't talk to me. And while we're driving, he was like erasing everything. It's 85 cents. It's been $1.95. It's $2.25. So I'm glad to be here. Oh, please. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah. Now, you want to talk about the wedding? Because I know you're in town for a big family...
Well, yeah, I hope they're not watching. At least I have this cousin, or a distant cousin. I think he lived with a sheep or something, like one of those guys. No, I'm saying that he's like a distant cousin. He takes like black sheep booster shots every year. This guy and.
Oh, well, that guy, yeah.
Well, he's
yeah.
like, I don't even know. I don't even care.
A renegade.
Look, if you can't be honest, what's the difference? But this guy, I went to see him in a football game when he's like 5 years younger than me. He got knocked out, and they walked him off the field. He was complaining of clarity, this guy, okay? So this is the guy who got married, and I went back to my old house. I saw, my mother's house. She had the wedding at the house for her nephew, whatever he is.
That's where you lived, right, as a
In
kid?
Jersey. Yeah, Jersey, and I had like, it should have been knocked down. There was a highway went right through the neighborhood, but the historical commission, they deemed it some kind of a psychiatric landmark, apparently, So they kept the thing there, and I went to the wedding, and it was a drag. But we played all the Lewis games, pin the blame on the donkey is a major game. But it was all right, you know.
What are your grandparents like?
Well, right now, I'm not sure. I just hope that they're watching and hovering over the studio now. And I was 4 when they died, so I was 4, he was 98. I was 6, he was 111.
Yeah.
Kept going up like that.
So you...
Well, I got a lot of my shtick from them. Look at this posture. Look at this.
Yeah.
You've known me for 12 years. Look at this. Because I used to go on field trips, my low self-esteem field trips. We'd walk. We thought we were going to an amusement park, and yet we just kept walking around the dining room table. We never got out anywhere. And he was 90, and I gave him a birthday party. Very low self-esteem. I hired a hooker to jump back into the cake for this guy. Very party. But what's happening? What are you looking at? Something else?
Settle down.
Well, you always look away. Maybe this Best Parker's there with a bow and arrow. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I like to look in your eyes. You look away. I don't know what's happening. I start getting anxious. Are we going to a commercial?
I'm driving, and I have to keep my eyes
you're
on the road.
Star. I mean, I know you drive, but when you look away, I get nervous, like you're losing interest in me.
No, sir. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. We're going to do we'll do a commercial if that's all right.
You're the king, whatever you say.
I'm not the king. No, we'll just do a commercial, and then we'll be back.
Fine.
We'll be back with Richard Lewis. Welcome back to the show. Richard Lewis is here, obviously, and where were we? Now, tell me, when you go back to your home, your boyhood home, what's it like to be back in the room where you spent most of your early life?
Well, my mother's kept some of it there. I don't have a museum. I don't have a Dolly Parton museum yet, obviously. But I still have those baseball. I'm a big, the Mets. I was flipping out in L.A., I'm so excited. I still have those posters of most of the players on the disabled list I had growing up, And I went back. I was a jock, but I had trick knees. I was on the Jewish Senate team, and the coach, he was the... He also owned the funeral parlor in town, and
the coach did of the team.
Yeah, he's like the depressed cat. I just, we'd have we have these little sessions, like it was like a negative, like a Newt Rockney thing. He said every game is a must-lose situation. He would say, and I would basically just run excuses in, from the sidelines, and the cheerleaders, the Shroudettes. These I always remember the Shroudettes. And they had this cheer. Beat ourselves was kind of like. I was watching the series, they had a thing on Babe Ruth. It really got to me. The Babe is the king, right?
Sure.
But I only see, can I stand up for a minute? This
Please
really
do,
blew my,
Richard.
you only see him do a little knock, and then he runs like Jed Clampett. He runs like Jed Clampett around. Didn't the mob own Babe? Babe, you're going to hit 60 home runs, but you have to run like Jed Clampett, I've never seen him even field the ground ball. I'm sure he had the Babe Ruth nets in right field. Babe, base it, go get it. And they came in, the women came in, they threw the ball in, kind of thing. And so I was into that, and I wrestled, like my knee when I wrestled in high school, and, well, I'm a little freaked out. I have a friend of mine who promotes wrestling, great promoter. He's got Johnny Gold, he's a big wrestling promoter.
I'm sorry?
Johnny Gold, great
Johnny
wrestling
Gold.
promoter. Yeah, and I said to him, I said, look, he's really into it. I said, come on, if there are standings for wrestling, I know, he gets upset when I say, come on, it's theatrical. I said, all right, but don't I know who's going to win when it's like Abdul the Butcher versus, Nathan the bedridden Jew? Don't we know what's going to happen at this point? Don't we know the outcome of this?
Nathan the bedridden Jew.
Well,
yeah, he handles him.
I never say it clearly the first time.
No,
it's true. I really don't.
I just want to savor it for a moment before we move on.
Well, you're the king. You're the king.
No, don't say that. We're just here trying to make a living.
I
now, how about your love life? Anything there we can talk about?
I was involved 4 months ago, and it broke. Like, when you sleep with someone you're in love and you cuddle and you have like little spoons. I don't know, someone said spoons. Does that make any sense when you spoon with someone? Well, we were into the knife and fork position toward the. And she wanted to have a child. I said, look, I don't want to have it. Look, if I ever had the tragedy of what do they call quintuplets, whatever they have.
5 children.
Yeah, five. I would be so aggravated because I'm sure it'd be a blessing for some, but for me to have
a lot of work.
5, but a lot of work. I wouldn't even give them a name. I go Modern Heirs dinner. I would call them Modern Heirs.
Now wait a minute. How come the Modern Heirs joke works and the Senior Wences joke won't work?
Well, I don't know. Well, you're right. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But she would only use, I said, what? She didn't use any kind of birth control. She threw salt over her shoulders before. And I feel I had a problem sexually. I felt, ever since I grew up, I just, and we broke up, she was saying that she's bad-mouthing me to my pals.
Oh, is that right?
She said I gave her an anti-climax, she was telling my friends. And I couldn't even...
That could be dangerous,
well, we couldn't even
couldn't
have
it?
foreplay. She wore like a Rubik's bra when she came into the bedroom. And I blame my family. My parents, I know they made love, and yet it was like Nixon, like Watergate. They would cover it up.
Very, very quiet
Well,
about it.
they
yeah.
didn't want to let us hear that they
Sure.
were screaming. And my father would go, that's gin. He would say, that's gin. So, yeah, so I'm going, I got to go out of town. I got a gig. I got to go to the doctor.
November 29, he will be Center East in Skokie, Illinois.
With Kenny Rankin, the 29th of November.
You'll be having Thanksgiving in Skokie.
I will have that, and I'm doing a Showtime special, No Life to Live, and I got this,
and then this
Alan Arkin thing. I'm very
Alan
excited
Arkin.
about
Well,
this
we'll
thing.
look for that.
Anyway,
it's
you're a
called,
great audience.
It's called
Great to be
Harry.
back here.
Nice to see you, Richard. Thanks very much.